you do these things, it'll get you a second date, guys. It really will.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Off-Centered. And today we are going to be talking about what not to do on a first date.
I think that's a fun topic. I don't know why it's fun. It is fun. And I'm glad I'm out of this dating world. I'm glad I'm engaged. It's fun. I love being with one person. But dates are really weird, man. It's like you're literally they're interviewing you and you're interviewing them, and it's literally a stranger. So you're like, but you're trying to put your best foot out there, but because you know that's not the genuine you, it comes off kind of like ingenuine. You know what I'm saying?
Who is this man?
he's like, yeah, I got a master in Harvard and I've been across the world 3 times. I'm like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like you literally said, here's my resume. Please love me. No, it's weird. And I feel like even doing the first, dates and even the second dates, the third dates, that person is getting to know your representative. And your representative is that person that you want to be like all the time, but that's not you. You know what I'm saying? And that first date is really. But one thing I can say, the thing that you should not do, one of the things you should not do in the first date is, as a man, I always want to, it's not on my paying the bill. But, if it seems like as soon as the book is dropped, you're literally taking as a woman, you're taking a toothpick and you're you're flicking things and you're thinking I'm not even gonna attempt paying this bill. You're the man, and I don't mind being the man, but I love someone that is considerate. At least move an arm. Show me, even if you're not gonna take the book, go like this. I'm like, okay, she got her own. So that showed me that you're considerate. That showed me that you appreciate this session that we had, and for me, that's a plus.
And if your hands both touch the book at the same time,
bro, that tell me you're a keeper. And and
it's a match made in heaven.
Not to prolong this, right? If we went out for a dinner, right? And we ate, and I paid the check, and after that we were like, let's go watch a film, and it's the little small things that count. If we're gonna go watch a film and you see me buy the ticket, at least be like, hey, let me buy the popcorn. And if I'm it's like there's a fight, not a fight, but we're kind of competing in who's gonna do it, and you bought the popcorn, that shows me that, you know what, hey, I'm not here just to use you for your money. I really enjoying this time, and I got my own. You know what I'm saying? That shows me something, and not because I couldn't afford that popcorn. That shows me, hey, I'm dealing with somebody that potentially might be something special tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
Do you think I nailed everything here?
No, you're right. You're right, bro. Because to me, if you're not at least reaching, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna take the check, I'm gonna give it back to him, man. I'm gonna be like, I forgot we're separate. You feel me? No, I'm not doing that. But seriously though, first of all, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to a restaurant on my first date. That's one of my don'ts. What? I'm not doing that because, first of all, I don't think that eating is the best place. You know what I mean? I'm trying to talk to you, but then I'm hungry, so I'm trying to eat, and all that stuff. I'm not taking you to a restaurant. I'm not taking you to the movies either, cause
can't talk.
Yeah, I can't do anything there. You know what I mean? I feel like the best place to have a first date. I had a first date with this girl named Bruh. When I was back in high school, and I just went to, in where we live, there's this place called Tradition that has a nice square where you can walk, and so what we did, we went to this ice cream shop. We got some ice cream, and then we just kind of walked around.
We just went there too? I went there online.
Yeah. But exactly, I think it was cool. We just walked around. We were having a good time. We sat under the gazebo for a little bit, and we got to know a little bit about each other, and it was cool. I think, like, to me, like, trying to find out about each other is what's most important on a first date. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, while I'm telling you how great I am, I'm going to show you my eating habits at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that. Like, yeah, stuff like that. So, I don't know. I would avoid restaurants. I would avoid, like, you know, like movie theaters. Like that, like, I saw online this thing, like last thing I want to say real quick. I saw online this thing, like, it was a meme that was like, you should probably go to, like, a water park if you're taking out a girl, because then you'll get to find out what they really like. And, you know, I think, don't get me wrong, it's funny. It's meant to be funny. But, bro, I considered that jump, man. I really did, because I see dudes like James Charles online, like, doing all this makeup, and they could turn themselves into anyone they want, and that just kind of scares me a little bit too. But you know what? Makeup can only take so much, even if it's waterproof. A water park will reveal that.
Man. So what do you think is like? What should you not do on your first date? You think?
Well, for starters, first dates are like, they're stressful.
Yes.
In a way, because like you obviously like this person, and then you try to think of ways to like impress them.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you carry yourself in a way where you're trying to hype yourself up. And I think that's 100%. What you even shouldn't do. You know, like, but for me, like, the first girl that I ever took out on a date, like, I didn't go through that because we had been friends for like 4 or 5 months. Okay. So like we were already talking and whatnot. So like there wasn't that, you know, interview stage because that already happened. So yeah, it was. I think I was thankful that pressure was off. So like I didn't really have to pretend to be anyone else. I could just, you know, be the person I was for the past several months. So but yeah, I would definitely avoid movie theaters. I think the best thing you could do on any first date is just to like be in a neutral place, a place where you could talk and get to know each other.
Yeah. It's funny, just to piggyback right at what you were saying. I think it's so true. I feel like when you're in a first date, you're literally, what is those one wheel thing called? Like those unicycle, and you're literally throwing like juggling a bunch of balls just to make her happy, just to be like, look at me, look at what I can do. I got talent. Like seriously, man. Like you said, you're literally like, here's my resume. I graduated from Harvard. I make like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like you said, I think, you know, the essence of who you are is not really expressed correctly. I was reading something, actually. It said something about when you're in the first date, everybody's gonna bring up about the same way of doing things. It's gonna be like, they're gonna ask about like things that are like very shallow, like, you know, what's your favorite movie, whatever. Ask her, start digging in and start asking her things that makes her realize that you really care about the humanity of who she is. Like, be like, what's the last thing that made you cry, or what's the thing that you regret the most, or something like that. I'm like, I thought of that. I was like, to a certain extent, it's kind of extreme, because I'm like, I wouldn't just like, hey, what's the last thing that made you cry? But if you can really if you can really put that together in a way that doesn't sound strange and kind of forceful, I think you can really get that person that's hiding behind that glass that you say out, you know? Because now and one thing that I've learned, man, you gotta make that person feel comfortable around you. That's the first thing. If you can make that person feel comfortable, and sometimes the way to make them feel comfortable is getting to know them beyond that globe, getting to know them beyond that shield, getting to truly touch their spirit in a way that provokes something special. You know?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, right? Because we talking about first dates. I used to work like at a restaurant, and the most awkward first date I've ever seen at that place, right? Like, this dude, it felt like this dude got lucky with someone that was out of his league.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like in my heart, I'm thinking, good job, man. Like that, hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
But then every time I pass by, like this dude is literally like he's staring at her and he's just like, you're so pretty. Like legit, like I can't believe how beautiful you are. Like, and I'm looking at this man and like by the third time,
that's something that you should not be.
Bro, by the third time I passed that table, I'm like I wanted to say that. I'm like, she got it, bro. She understands this. Like, and it's just like, man, like, and that goes back to like making her feel comfortable. I was like, to me, I'm like, yeah, like, you complimented her. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Bro, there's a line, bro. There's a line. This dude was like, every time he said it, he just kept, and then, by the end of it, she was checked out. I was looking at, I was like, man, I feel so bad.
You should only say that as soon as you see her.
No.
Like, when you pick her up, it's like, oh, you look great, and then have that be the end of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, because in the day, she's probably hearing that every day, bro. My thing is, what set her apart? Because in the day, like, you know, like, she wants to be more than just something you fantasize about.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, it was so weird. Like I've never, to me, it made me cringe in my heart, because I'm like, man, how many different ways can you say the same thing? Like, legit, he's like, yeah, you're so beautiful. I can't believe how beautiful you are. I'm so lucky. Like, and I'm looking at this dude.
No.
What?
No. You probably never saw her again.
Bro, he probably did. I would assume so. Like, that was, to me, that was the craziest thing. I'm looking at that man. I'm like, so you don't want to tell her what you're about at all, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, man.
That's crazy. My second, not to call it
yeah,
my second, right, is a woman. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm bad at time, and I'm a hypocrite for saying this. And I'll tell you the truth. I'll point out when I'm being a hypocrite. I am. But if it's a date, I want you to be on time. I'm sorry, man. Like, for me, that shows me how much you value this. Because I believe in starting things in the right foot. Sorry, left-handed people, but but I believe in starting things in the right way. Because for me, that translate later on in the relationship. Because I see people, they start the relationship and like in the most disastrous way and be like, I don't know how this ended. I'm like, I mean, if you didn't see the signs around you, I don't know. But like, you being in time, that shows me that, you know what? Like, for me, it's just like a job. You showing 10 minutes early, 15 minutes. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Didn't I tell you about the story about the kid that came to the job, my job? There was this kid, right? And this is, you know, this is going to be a short story. This kid. He came in and he's like, it's going to be party of 2. I'm just waiting for somebody. 2 hours later, we're wondering where the person he's waiting for. He's still there. He's still sipping that same water. We're all looking at him. We're like, man, she's not coming. Out of nowhere, she's bombarded. She's just coming in. She's just like, it's just. I looked at him. I'm like, are you hungry now? And you coming to eat? Like, go ahead.
Being on time too, it shows how much you actually wanted to
I
go
know.
on that
Oh my god, boy! Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Try being early.
Like
try
early,
being early,
please. And I'll let you guys go. Third, come on. I know this is, you know, what you were doesn't, you know, is not like, you know, it's not the making or break. Come on, man. Wear something that looks decent, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be literally talking to the love of your life that you don't know about. So why don't you come, you know, why don't you bring that the best of who you are and what you have? I know you own more than a white t-shirt and some blue jeans in your closet. Come on, man. Put something together. Look neat, look sharp, be set apart, you know? And I just hate dudes that be coming with like slides and with socks and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Where you going?
Save that for a year from now.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh. What do you think? What do you think is like? What would you think? What other thing that you think that's like not do?
I think another thing you shouldn't do. I mean, before you're even on a date with someone, is like don't ask out a stranger. You know, like, cause like if you're just gonna ask someone out, let's say you're at Starbucks and you think the barista's cute or whatever, and you see her from time to time, it's like, don't ask her out if you guys have never talked. Because like when you get to the date, it's just like, it's like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Like,
the only exception I would say is if you feel like you might never see her again, and this is your only chance to make a move. Fine, but like you said, if you feel like she works there, get to know her first, so you keep your pocket full.
Yeah,
because I tell you out here, man, there are a lot of people, boys and girls, they trying to eat for free.
Yeah, they trying to eat, bro.
You know,
oh man,
they're not sending them. How restaurants send you coupon kids eat for free. They're not sending that over to their house anymore, so they're trying to look for a deal. Yeah. So, what do you think? What's something else?
Man, I just think that you should be willing to open up to people. Like you know what I mean? Like, because the worst thing that you could be as a person is basic and bland. Like, legit. Like, you could have, like, it doesn't, like, I'm gonna say this. It don't matter if you think you're a 10. It don't matter if you think, like, if you think you got everything going on, right? If you go to a date, right? If you go to a date, and the other person feels like they talking to a brick wall, you're probably not gonna hear from them again. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest. If you do, it's probably because they're trying to smash. Like let's be real. like let's be real. All right. So I'm just saying, be willing to go. Be willing to, you know, like I'm a usher, bitch. You gotta be willing to dive in. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel me? Like, you gotta be willing. Like, you gotta be willing to be a little bit more. Like, cause here's the thing, man. Like, I think that you yourself, I mean, you got more going on in your life than even you think so.
Yeah. Like,
you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, talking to somebody and, you know, actually being willing to express yourself can even make you realize some stuff about you, which I think would be cool. You know, and on top of that, like, it shows that you're invested in what you're doing. I think that it's just like, yeah, man, just be willing to talk more. Like, if somebody tells you how was your date, don't be like, good. If you say that, I would be like, all right, well, this was a good date, but I'm about to get in my good core and go to my good home.
I feel like you hit it everything in a nail, man. I think, like you said, let's just go over it real quick. Reach for the check at least, right? That's what we mentioned, right? 2. What is 2? What is 2? 2.
There were too many of them.